Today we're going to be making a lattice in Design Space, and we're going to use various shapes as we go through. We're going to start with working with a circle inside of Design Space and be able to make our lattice. So let's have some fun and go over to Design Space and start working on this. So over here in Design Space, I'm just going to grab a shape. Let's grab a circle. Now the circle's fairly small, so we're going to make it a lot bigger to work with. I'm going to make an 8-inch circle. And of course I'm going to give it a different color so it's easier to work with. Let's make this one yellow. Now we want to cut out a center circle, so we're going to duplicate this one that we have. So I'll just come over here to duplicate, and that goes on top. Now we don't want such a wide circle, so let's make this a 7-inch circle. And as you can see, they're pretty well aligned. Let's highlight them both. Let's align them center. Next thing we want to do is come over here to the bottom of the layers panel and click on slice. I'm going to click in the center and delete these. And now I have a nice circle that I'm going to work with that I can place little lattice items. Now, next on this, we have to create our lattice. So let's grab a square. Now, we have to decide how wide we want our lattice work. I find 1/2 inch is really quite big. So I'm going to make a 1/4 inch square. That's 1/4 inch wide and of course a lot longer. So let's unlock this and make it 0.25. It's nice and thin. Now for the length, what we want to do is just come up here. We know we have an 8-inch square, so let's make this 6.5 inches. Oh, it came out 3.5. Why is that? Okay, 6.5, and it doesn't seem to be long enough, so let's just drag it down. Now I'm just going to drag it down and adjust. 7.5. It was an 8-inch square. Okay, so I'm going to change this width here to 0.25, and we want 7.5 here. There we go. We have one in the center. I'm going to lock it into position. Now I'm going to just take these together and align and center them. Looks pretty good. Now I want to duplicate these, so I'm going to hold down the Alt key, and I know they're black in color, and I'm going to decide how wide I want to have these. Approximately. Now I'm not going to make it exact. Where I need to play with the exact numbers is closer to the edge. That looks, we get a good lattice that way. A couple of holes. Okay, not too bad. Now what we have to do, of course, is adjust the size of these outer edge ones, especially if they go over. The first 3 are okay. As you can see, I can just push this into place. It seems to be okay, but I am going to unlock these. And all we want to do is just come up here, and we want to make them a lot smaller. So this one, even though we have it in place, it's okay for height. Let's grab this one. This one needs to be a lot smaller. So we are going to take a look and see what 7 inches will do for us. And if it fits in, that is going to work. Could zoom in a little bit. Let's zoom in a little bit so we can see what I'm doing. Now I'm going to lock that back into position. It's already locked. Okay, let's grab this. Is this still 0.5? No. So let me unlock it and make it 0.25. I want to make sure they remain at 0.25. Let's grab this one. I'm just going to bring it down so I can eyeball where it's going here. I want to shrink it up, so I'm going to try and unlock it here. Let's see if I can get the right arrow. You see it's adjusting my width a bit, so I'm just going to bring it up to, I got the height that I want, and I will change this back to 0.25. It's a little tough to work with these sometimes, and then lock it into position. Now I want to take this one down here. I want to make sure I get it short enough. What I think we will do on this particular one, so I'm just going to shrink it a bit and then we will adjust it. I want to work with my arrows. Okay, so let's unlock this one. Make sure it's 0.25. And let's try 6 inches and see if that works, or if that's too small. Let's just bring this down. 6 inches is okay. So we will do the same thing with this one. I am going to change this one to maybe 5.5 inches. So let's just unlock it here and try 5.5. I know this is a lot of work, but you just get the first one in and that's not short enough for what we need. So let's try 5. All right, now I want to place this one exactly where I want it, and I want it out here, and you'll notice that the 5 is far too big. So I'm going to bring it down. All right, so let's change this 5 to 4.5, and I might even make it a little bit smaller. Let's make it 4.25. That's perfect. Now I'm not going to worry about the spacing of all of these. I'm just going to lock that one back into place. What I want to do is I'm just going to hide this piece because I want to grab just these end ones, not the middle one. I am going to duplicate them, which I'll bring over here, and then I want to flip them horizontally, and then I want to move them. So we have this selected. Click away, click. Oh, I didn't. Okay, let me go back here a bit. All right, let me just grab this group. I've got to make sure they are grouped. All right, now I want to duplicate them. Let me just drag it over this time. All right, and I want to flip those horizontally. And then I want to move them here. Now, I'm not going to adjust anything until I bring back my circle. As you can see, it is the edge piece here that I'm more worried with, and I don't care if things overlap. What I want to do is try and get these two edges, this is the gap here and here, to be approximately the same. Now that looks okay. I would say that's pretty good. I'm going to hide my circle again. I'm going to grab these, and of course I'm going to make sure everything is ungrouped. I'm just going to click on ungroup a couple of times. So just click the group, ungroup, click the group, ungroup. Let's just grab all of these together. Now what I want to do is click on a line, and I want to distribute them horizontally. Now you see you've got this nice, lovely, even spacing. So I'm going to click on group. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to duplicate this again. Let's see, did it duplicate? Doesn't seem that it did, so let's try again. Duplicate. Oh, it's grouping it. Okay, sorry. Duplicate. There we go. Now I want to change the rotation of this next set to 90 degrees. All right, next step, of course, is I'm going to bring the circle back into place. What I want to do now is just grab everything like this, align center. Now you can see all of the grid in behind. There is a few here that is going to go over the edge. So what I'm going to do is cheat a little bit here. I'm just going to make our circle a little tiny bit bigger so things are going to fit, and I will center these. Just want to make sure things don't go over the edge, and that looks pretty good. We have everything put together. I'm going to click on the combine and then weld, and now you have this beautiful little lattice work. We use 0.25, but you could use a little smaller width if you want. Now with this, even if you took this and I rotated it 45 degrees, as you can see, you get a nice little lattice work that you can be working with. I hope you enjoyed this little tip and are able to make some lattice from circles, squares, or any other shape that you want.